An enduring culture of individual discipline.
Freedom and responsibility within the culture of individual disciplines.
But I found out if we applied the AA traditions of saying the 12 steps before every meeting, it helps your sobriety. It helps become, it goes from conscious to subconscious to subliminal, it becomes the way you live. So we started saying our core values and our culture statement before every meeting of 3 to 5 people. So everybody in the company repeats those core values 3 to 4 times a week.
All the Spanish people see that this is like our church, because before we started to do anything, we always read the core values. And even when we produce events, we have a sheets where the core values are. Try to teach other our culture.
And it's so easy to supervise, so easy to manage, it's so easy to lead now because it's clearly spelled out what is right and wrong. And anytime we get stuck about some of those gray areas, we go back and we take it apart and we think, well, is it number 2? Treat all with respect. Is this in your circle of discipline? You know, and you can always find the answer in the core values.
The core value that always pops in my head the most would probably be treat all with respect, because every single interaction that you have, it's about being respectful. It has changed my mind before on, again, just a simple thing of going home or not going home to get something done. It's not respectful if I don't do what I said I was going to do.
We've encouraged people over the years to use numbers, the numbers of the core value, to manage relationships, to become the relationship builder.
So, for example, number 2, our core values is to treat all with respect. And you hear that in some places, but that's truly how we are. If we are out of line and, sometimes you get in a heated conversation in a meeting, we'd say, you're violating number 2.
For a quick example, I said to one of our salespeople who had made a $4,000 error on a job, I said to her, how could you do this? It was a simple error. She had forgotten to put the charge on, even though she had stipulated it was a full liquor bar. She forgot to put the charge in, so it never showed up in the cost, in the invoice. And I said, how could you do this? And I started to lose my temper. And she looked at me and she said, is this number 2? Which is treat all with respect. And I looked at her and I apologized, sincerely. I said, I'm sorry, that was not number 2. But could you tell me, is what you did number 3, 5, or 7? That was, and I called her right out on the core values that she had violated. She smiled and she says, no, I'm sorry too. And that was the end of the problem. We found out that culture was really driving our company. It was the culture that was making the decisions the proper way.